Does Jey Uso have to do a suicide dive in every match that he's in?
Dominic's referee situation was probably the biggest atrocity I've seen so far of the year. And that's a big deal because it's already December 1st, so I've had a lot of year.
I honestly kind of hope he keeps those damn side plates on it for as long as he has that belt, just to remind everyone who he won it
I
off
just
of.
picture the worst promo ever would just be Braun Breaker and AJ Lee just in a ring together. Oh my God. The pacing,
Bouncing
the
him off the rope, caught by AJ Styles into the Styles Clash was just killer.
man, I wanted Braun Breaker to come out and call him a soft ass bitch right then and there too, bro. All right, hell yeah, welcome back, Hazy Logic Wrestling. It's Monday, December 1st, Glendale, Arizona, Monday Night Raw. How you doing, bro?
Hey man, doing really good. And say we had a long weekend, ate a lot of food, slept a lot. So you were busy down there in San Diego most of the weekend.
Yeah, it was a long ass drive back from San Diego to the Bay Area, but it was a good time. Everybody check out the Survivor Series post to hear our review and thoughts on that. But yeah, I got home pretty quickly, got ready here to watch Monday Night Raw. My wife Sabrina came up to me, said, "Did you like Monday Night Raw?" I had one word for her. Yeah. What'd you think about it?
Yeah. Freaking loved the show. I thought honestly that might have been my it warmed up. The show definitely warmed up. I would say three out of the four matches were tied for my favorite match of the night. So I think that says a lot.
Hell yeah, it was a great show. We have a lot to talk about. We had Dirty Dom and the Judgment Day kind of coming back into full force with a little celebration mode. Seems like we got a lot coming out with them. We had the semifinals completed for the Last Time Is Now tournament, moving on to the finals. We had some good tag team matchups. You want to go in order? You want to start somewhere in particular?
Now let's start at the beginning, man. Setting up those tag team matchups, Io and Rhea coming out and getting all the cheers from the crowd. They won the war, but the fight's not over, man. They're going for those tag team championships and a fun start to it. I do wish that Rhea had kept the Art the Clown mask. I loved that mask. I thought that was a badass mask at WarGames, and I was hoping she would keep it over. But we're back to the black mask she had before. Uh, and yeah, dude, Charlotte and Alexa want their rematch before Io and Rhea get involved.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that at the end of the night. Pretty much right after that, we had a backstage with Adam Pearce and Ivy, who was saying that she wants the first crack at Maxine's title, and he said he'll set it up for her. She's currently training with Natalia, as we heard before. Um, and I don't know, I guess we could move a little bit forward, right? What did you think about the vignette that they had later on, the black and white one? I thought it was pretty good quality.
Yeah, dude, I thought that was a good vignette. It surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. I thought maybe they were just gonna do the setup for the match, kind of what we had heard earlier, with Ivy Nile and stuff. But yeah, really showing Maxine getting beat down by Natty in training. I don't know if they recorded that at the dungeon or they like to call it. That's Natty's personal ring. They do a lot of training. She does a lot of training with other people there. But yeah, I think honestly that was a good vignette, but really introducing Natty into the WWE. I think we've seen which is seems like a very different character from Natalia. So we've seen Natty over in AAA before. We've had a few matches with her there, and it's just a whole different gear versus Natalia. It's just all go. Um, yeah, man, I liked it. What did you think of it?
I thought it was cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty funny. Maxine was kind of just getting ragdolled around. I'm not familiar with Natty, and I've never seen that side of her, that character. I've only seen Natalia when I started watching WWE again in like 2022, I think it was. towards the end of it. Initially, I thought, damn, my girl Maxie must have been listening to the haters on Reddit and Twitter. She must have heard she's weak. She must have heard she don't deserve a belt. She must have heard she only won because of AJ. She must have heard she's gonna lose it in the first storyline. I don't know what, but I said she's getting bitch slapped around by Natalia in training, and somehow or another we got here. I don't know if it's gonna be Natty getting in the ring. I don't know if it's Natalia as a trainer for her or what they got going on. Um, I feel like they just keep coming out with a women's tag team, so hopefully it's not just going to be that, which I know we've talked about before. But I did appreciate the quality of the video. I like Maxine, and I want to see more of her. So yeah, I thought it was pretty dope. And then kind of moving on here with Adam Pierce in the backstage, we had Paul Heyman and them walk up to him talking about they're not guilty about the masked guy helping them out at Survivor Series. And he more wants to talk about Punk and Breaker happening, which we got a announcement later on that night, and they kind of stepped into the room.
Yeah, that the little backstage segment with Paul, Braun, and Pierce just setting up for the saying that Braun was the one that pinned the champion and he wants a shot at that title. So I guess we're gonna see. I guess they do talk about that a little bit later. They do set up a match,
Hmm.
I believe, for January 5th.
Yeah, man. So basically, just a lot of stuff right off the bat before even the first match, and then bam, we head right into the semifinals for the last time is now tournament. First up, we had Jay Uso versus LA Knight. I was super stoked
Yeah,
by the outcome of this. Yeah, I think me and everybody else thought Jay Uso was gonna win. Um, I was hoping now
not me,
that
dude.
you knew LA
Not
Knight was gonna
me.
win
I'm always rooting for LA Knight, man.
for him. I did have a little more hope once Dominic got the IC title back. I said, hey, now it doesn't really matter who John Cena beats. He can get his victory in the last one or not. Either way, chances opened up for LA Knight. And eventually we did get it. It was dope. Got off to a really fast start. There was a huge spear by Jey Uso, and I kind of thought it was going to be over right then and there. What was your kind of overall thoughts about the match?
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I just want to address the run it back because we've complained about it before. When Jay comes out, he runs the music back. It takes forever. It drags the whole show out. I'd like to say that I am perfectly okay with the run it back as long as they're doing it on commercial break. And I watch the commercial break and it is all that, but it doesn't bother me as much as when they're doing it in the middle of the damn show. With that out of the way, I also want to say, does Jey Uso have to do a suicide dive in every match that he's in? Because the setup for it is just really obvious, like almost to the point that someone literally rolls out of the ring just so they can go outside and catch Jey Uso when Jey jumps back out. And I kind of get really tired of seeing it. And right around that point of the suicide dive, you start hearing commentary almost handicapping Jay in our minds of saying like, oh, he's really wore out from war games. He must be
Yeah.
feeling it from having the match on the weekend and everything. And as soon as I heard them start handicapping Jay, like they do to protect the win, to protect the pin, uh, I knew right then and there, man, they're gonna have LA Knight win it. And they did. They took me on a ride throughout the match. It was a good match, a little back and forth and stuff, but ultimately, I think at that point, once I saw how they were handling setting Jay up for this match, I already knew what the outcome was going to be.
Yeah, he's worn out. I mean, you know who else is worn out? My boy LA Knight from being taken advantage of for 3 years straight. So he deserves it. I'm down. I'm on the LA Knight train. I hope he goes all the way. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but hey, I could hope for it. Basically, by the end of the match, Crucifix Pin wins it for LA Knight. I don't know about you. I felt a little hostility in this match. Like sometimes Jay looks a little lazy when he's doing moves, and I don't know. I felt like towards the end of the match they were kind of hostile with each other. Maybe that's just me being a big LA Knight fan. It was personal to me, so I thought it was personal to them. But I'm probably full of shit. But either way, I feel like we got a little heel Uso incoming, kind of baiting the crowd hard, even though they were kind of just bigging him up and encouraging him. And yeah, it seems like he's big mad at Prime sponsorships, man. But he does not like those Prime bottles.
Yeah, the crash out at the end, it was a little weird, honestly. Not the crash out in general, but the way they set it up. Um, with the match, I loved the finish. I liked the backslide. I thought that was awesome, and I wanted to throw out that burning hammer slam that LA did like twice in this match. Or at least he went for it twice. I know he hit it the once, but I thought that was a really cool addition to his like little arsenal that he's got, and it just kind of highlighted how much more diverse he is. Um, Especially when you're comparing him to Jey Uso, who's got a handful of moves we just see repeated and mixed up over and over again. But after the match was over, LA Knight was happy. He's like celebrating in the aisle. He goes back. You see Jay just kind of sitting in the ring. Um, and he's just kind of looking away. And he almost had like a smirk on his face for a second. And then he gets up and gets out of the ring. And as if on cue. I don't know what the cue was or what he was waiting on. He just crashes out hard, starts thrashing around the prime stand and doing all that. But my only hope is that Jey Uso doesn't crash out so hard that he ends up going backstage and costing LA Knight the match with Gunther. I think that would be a really shitty way.
And it's all gonna come crashing down for us LA Knight fans, but it's okay. We can have hope. We can pray. It's gonna be all right, man. But either way, great match. I'm looking forward to the finals and what it may bring or may not bring. Either way, next up we have backstage Pierce once again with Lyra and Bailey, right? He says he'll consider them after the main event coming up. They also want a shot at these titles. Now we got three different crews wanting a shot at these titles. They're confronted by the Kabuki Warriors, who say basically they get into a match, Bailey and them, about who's the real idiot, right? Uh,
Yeah, I thought it was a good backstage. I thought it was really just there to have Asuka and Kyrie kind of stir things up. Maybe plant some seeds of doubt with Bailey. We already know Bailey's kind of struggling mentally anyways. So kind of throwing out like Bailey and Charlotte, which one's better? And just stirring shit up. Um, but other than that, man, we moved on straight into Judgment Day coming out. Dirty Dirty Dom, new second time IC champ, got the two belts out, and he comes out noticeably without Liv Morgan. I think he had the rest of the crew with him. And just to highlight, I love the fact that he kept the Cena side plates on the belt and was pointing that out. I thought that was hilarious. And I honestly kind of hope he keeps those damn side plates on it for as long as he has that belt, just to remind everyone who he won it off of.
Love it, man. My boy Dirty Dom, El Sucio de los Sucios, comes out for the celebration. Essentially, at the end of the day, Judgment Day didn't come to take part, they came to take over. Leaving the side plates on made sense for his very simple logic. He beat the greatest of all time. So that makes him the greatest of all time, the greatest Mysterio of all time, the greatest luchador of all time, and the greatest continental champion of all time, right? Overall, it was dope. It just feels different for my boy Dom since he started coming out with them yellow shades on, right? Looking like the Mexican John Legend out here, or John Lennon, whatever one you prefer. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was dope, man. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a great promo. When I first started coming back to WWE, I went to a live event with my friends here in SAP Center in San Jose. And the first people that came out was a Judgment Day. And right away I said, hey, who's this Hot Topic chick right here? And I fell in love with Rhea Ripley right there. Dominic was there as well. They were super dope. And I don't know, as powerful and great as they were before, feels like it could be 2.0 right here.
Yeah, man, it does feel like that, especially once we get Liv out. Um, Dom, of course, reintroduces Liv back to everyone, says, "Welcome back." Liv comes out, and Liv just kind of takes over, man. She starts kind of admonishing the Judgment Day, calling them out for losing the titles. They ain't got no gold. She's hearing tales of the Judgment Day falling apart, and she's not having it. So she's here to let them all know that now that she's back, they're coming for all of it. They're coming for gold, and they're gonna take over on Raw. And I think that just puts out, man, that Liv's is Liv the leader now? Like, I didn't even see Finn look like he wanted to fight for that leadership position with Liv.
Let me tell you, man, my girl, Liv Morgan, she ain't Mexican, but she knows how to be a toxica for sure, man. She ended up hitting Dom, then kissing him. Second time, he gets a little nose rub and a kiss after a hit. That's like two times. Every time we see her now, she's gonna be slapping her man. Hopefully, the WWE audience and our wives and girlfriends don't get any hints. But overall, it was dope, man. I loved it, and I thought it was really cool. She needs that title back.
And I do want to say, I got this vibe, and I can't put my finger on it. But when she was talking and Dom was talking, and you had everyone kind of standing behind Dom, I don't know why I got a bad feeling. I just like I even wrote it down. And like regardless of the rest of the segment, how much I love the Judgment Day, hopefully coming back and everything, I just had a vibe that like I was waiting on them to turn on Dom, dude. I don't know why. I don't know why. I know we've been kind of waiting on it for a while now. And now that Liv's back, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the direction. But I feel like as soon as I get comfortable, as soon as I get happy, as soon as I get complacent with the way things are going to be with them, and I think it's going to be one thing, they always just pull the carpet out from under me. So I had this like little nagging feeling in the back of my head that just something's going to go wrong with all this.
Hey man, everybody knows when we go to see a murder mystery, there's gonna be a murder and there's gonna be a mystery. But you gotta get in that low rider and ride slow, man. Take it easy, enjoy the ride, enjoy the story. Possibilities are endless with this one. I seen everybody dapping my boy Dom up in the beginning. I said, "Don't believe him, Dom. Take the girl and run, bro. Don't believe these guys, right?" I'm like, you gotta run with her, Bonnie and Clyde style. Reunite with your dad and your real family, like Fast and Furious, Dom Toretto. You know what I mean? Possibilities are endless, but we got to do one thing at a time with this. I do have a feeling that this is going to be a long storyline, or it could be, and a lot of fun stuff can happen in the future over the next year with this.
Yeah, and I think definitely that Ray is going to be heavily involved in the storyline too. I got a heavy feeling that we're gonna see Ray and something beef with the Vision. I'm kind of assuming that we're gonna see Judgment Day beefing with everybody. So yeah, dude, that sets us into we had that vignette with Maxine and Natty after that, and then that goes straight into a backstage with Pierce talking about reports of Seth Rollins being seen at Survivor Series without a sling. You were there, man. Did you see him?
I did not see him. I do not believe these lies. I think it's a lie straight from the pit of hell. I do not think anybody saw him. I think everybody's believing in the hype, man.
You think everyone's just throwing random reports out there of Seth running around without a sling?
Everybody's scared. Adam went and got his number one rat referee, who he knows will tell him everything he wants to know. He said, "Put your nose to the street. Let me know what you hear."
Hey, man, so there's a lot of theories out there about who the mystery masked man might have been there at the end of War Games. Austin theory, of course, being I think the number one most talked about person that it might have been. There's seen some other speculation out there, but that seems to be the most commonly talked about one.
Yeah,
And the more I think about it, what if it is Austin Theory? And what if he's working for Seth? What if Seth was there, but it's not Seth? We know that wasn't Seth. I think that could be a lot of fun. And I mean, whoever it was, they went in there to specifically target Punk. So,
I've heard Hayes, Carmelo, a bit too tall for LA Knight, I heard.
too,
Uh,
yeah, too agile for LA Knight. I'm like LA Knight can be a pretty agile guy, but I don't see him climbing and getting over that cage that fast.
yeah, I'm sure we'll get more of that on Friday, but definitely cool. And up next we had what was it? The tag teams.
Yeah, man, straight into the big tag team match.
Yeah, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Some people call him AJ Lee. I like to call him Dragon Styles. Either way, they
Dragon Styles
got
is cool.
Dragon Styles is dope, man. They went up and defended those belts against Kofi and Xavier and the New Day. Um,
New Day?
New Day, I will say it took weeks. You've been telling me in text, you've been telling me in person, you've been telling me on the pod. I need to start watching these damn commercials and the VPN So I started, and I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed the commercial spots. I didn't have to watch any, and I actually thought it was a good look for the New Day. I mean, I know they didn't get it in the end, but I did like it. I like this newer day, if you will. I kind of hope they go into like a little terror mode and they give each team some other easy opponents and kind of build up a few teams over the course of a while, instead of kind of letting the dragon styles, if you will, go through every team. But that's kind of a personal opinion. Overall, I liked it. We still got the tag team champions. What did you think?
I think that the big spots for me was when AJ when Dragon Lee, I was about to call him AJ Lee, when Dragon Lee hit that Hurricanrana and then got immediately hit it on Xavier Woods when he was up on the rope, throwing him out of the ring too, dude. I thought that was a pretty baller start to the match. And then I just think it was really great seeing Woods back in the ring, man. I like the New Day a lot. I think they're great heels. I think they draw a lot of heat. And they're good at what they do, man. And I personally love Grayson Waller with them. I think Grayson Waller is doing a lot better stuff with the New Day than he was with A-Town Down there with Austin Theory.
Mhm.
So I've been just enjoying seeing that kind of blossom. Uh, got to see him a little bit more with Kofi when Xavier Woods was out injured. So it's good seeing Xavier Woods back and hopefully the New Gate, even though they didn't win, getting back to form because their teamwork in this match was just awesome, dude. It reminds me of why they're one of the best tag teams out there. So I hope they get back to the top of that division. And I think we're going to see probably some clashes with Judgment Day too, because they're all gunning for those tag team belts eventually.
And I gave this match right here a B plus.
I gave the Jey Uso LA Knight originally. I gave it a C plus, but after I went back and I thought about it some more, I gave it a B minus. So I gave it the same rating you did. I think we were agreed that was a pretty good match. And then on this one, I actually gave it an A. I loved the match, and that finish was crazy, dude.
Mhm.
Bouncing Kofi with the stomp on the back off the rope, bouncing him off the rope, caught by AJ Styles into the Styles Clash was just killer. That was a sick finish to the match. And I thought the match was, it didn't drag on too long. I thought that it was actually a fairly quick match compared to some of the rest of them for the night. Yeah. Later on, there was a little backstage segment. Byron was kind of talking, doing his normal build up, and was interrupted by the New Day. Really saying that everyone else has been handed all these opportunities. They get made the top guys by the company, but they're out here fighting for everything they're getting. Really kind of setting up more collusion with the refs, man. These refs counting fast for AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, counting slow for New Day. It's just I think they may be onto something. With Becky. She keeps trying to signal to people, and they keep saying she's tapping out. Uh, And the refs were trying to screw Dom on Saturday too, man. Didn't want to count for him. He had seen a dead to rights, pinned him. Ref didn't want to count, you know. These refs are becoming a real problem, man.
Referees are absolutely out of control. Dominic's referee situation was probably the biggest atrocity I've seen so far of the year. And that's a big deal because it's already December 1st, so I've had a lot of year. But yeah, anyways, man, I definitely agree with you. Next up, you want to go into the vision segment?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we had the Vision coming out with Logan Paul, I think making it 100% official. Paul Heyman said as much in his little introductions, but they had Logan Paul in the graphics. He is a Paul Heyman guy now, and Paul Heyman giving those shout outs to Brock and Drew at the beginning too. But I think the biggest call out is Paul Heyman really referring to it as his vision, which makes all the sense in the world, man.
Braun Breaker was the one who looked at Bronson Reed, gave him a choice to join his vision. However, the optics just look crazy, man. That's the only thing that irritates me. He walks out last. We got basically Logan Paul and Bronson and Heyman leading the pack. And then we got Breakaway in the back. He kind of gets sunned by, Brock Lesnar putting the hat on him, as everybody's pretty much talked about at this point. And I don't know, he kind of just looks more like the bully slash gatekeeper of the Vision, kind of like how Solo looked for the Bloodline at one time. But either way, Logan was way too comfy with Paul. The Snake Heyman in the front. And Paul Heyman kind of gave everybody a shout out from everybody in the Vision individually to the WWE. In my opinion, the only person that deserves the shout out in that group of people are both Logan Paul and Braun Breaker. I'm a big fan of both of them. And yeah, as we talked about earlier, they announced the first anniversary of Raw on Netflix. We're finally going to get CM Punk and Braun Breaker. Super excited that's coming up already next month. I thought that was going to not drag on until a couple of PLEs down the line.
Yeah, we're getting that match right off the bat. They officially confirmed and talked about it being on January 5th, which yeah, call out. That's the anniversary of the Raw on Netflix. So it'll be that's gonna be we got about a month to build it. We still haven't heard any kind of response from CM Punk. I think I heard during one of the segments they talked about Punk actually being out injured currently, or at least he's not medically cleared to compete at the moment. So I think that's why they're giving that month for recovery and everything to make sure we're going to get both of them at the top of their game. So that's going to be one hell of a match, but that led into Braun Breaker's promo after Paul ended up confirming the match. He hands that mic off, and right off the bat, man, Braun Breaker starts tearing in, calling CM Punk a soft ass bitch, saying his wife is a bigger star than he is, and calling out how Punk tried to break his neck at WarGames, which uh, damn,
Facts.
dude, that moment, I've heard people talk about it live, but give me your view, man. When you saw Braun fall on his neck, like what was that like there live?
So I'm gonna tell you my number one view was I was already slurred off of whiskey and lemonade by that point. So, but yeah, it definitely looked crazy in the replays as I went back and have gotten home and been able to watch a little bit more. Um, I was just sitting in my living room bitching to my wife at the time. I love Braun Breaker, man, but they need to help my boy on this mic. He never cuts the right promo. I don't know if he needs more time. And then out of nowhere, you just hear him, CM Punk is a soft ass bitch. And I was like, hell yeah, there we go. That's what we need right there, right? I love Braun, man. You could just picture me at Petco Park, just barking louder than I ever have in my life in a bunch of urinals with like 60 men in the bathroom stalls. We're all just woofing and barking. It was hilarious when we heard him come out. But yeah, he cut a great promo. Still needs work, man. I gotta say, he is to the men's promo, although he's improving. This was a big improvement. I just picture the worst promo ever would just be Braun Breaker and AJ Lee just in a ring together. Oh my God. The pacing, the timing. I would just be like the most intense words with the cringiest, like, just, I don't know, cadence. But this was a
Hey,
good one, man. I say all that to say this was his best one yet. I was really, really happy about it. And to your point you said
agreed.
earlier, Heyman had skirted around that question of if Paul was going to be a member of the Vision or not. And like you said, at least for now, it looks like he's a member.
Yeah, it looks like he is part of Paul Heyman's vision. This is going to set up the vision. I mean, obviously, we're expanding now. We added another member back in since Seth Rollins has left. So yeah, I think we're gonna see where that goes. But agreed, that was Braun's best promo yet. I wasn't a big fan of him on the mic up until this point, but he won me over tonight. So we'll see where this goes from there. But that led us into a another backstage segment there with Jay crashing out in the back, just kind of talking to himself. Seemed like he was hearing some voices,
Bro, I
and
thought my boy I thought my boy Randy Orton was about to come back the way he was hearing all those voices in his head.
dude, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, these guys gonna have Randy coming out here and talk to him about the voices. But yeah, he was straight up ignoring Jackie, man. Jackie trying to talk to him and stuff, and she did extra to get his attention. But um, when he finally started talking, it seems Jay's finally losing some of his confidence that he had, man. Saying maybe Roman was right. Maybe those titles are for Roman's shoulders, but not for him, man. Little sad face with a tear, you know. Poor Jay.
Man, I wanted Braun Breaker to come out and call him a soft ass bitch right then and there too, bro. Let me tell you right now, bro, okay? Jay Uso over here with the too cool for school promo. He had me when he said he don't give a damn about Braun Breaker or the Vision. He started hitting all the musical hits. He got voices in his head. He's looking at the man in the mirror like Michael Jackson. But then he started getting sad, bro. The belts look better on
Bro,
Roman. I don't know if I like that weak
you
sauce. I don't need
you
him
lose
mixing emotions.
he loses one match to LA Knight and all of a sudden he's at the bottom. Like what is LA Knight? Chopped liver? Like come on, dude. That's the megastar right there. Just because you lost to LA Knight don't mean shit.
Yeah, I've
Uh
been talking too much to Triple H's Lynchman over here. He's all mad.
right?
Let me see him go through what LA Knight's been going through, bro. But I need him to be a beast mode, yeet mode number 2.0. I need him to go after stuff confidently. I don't need him to be weak J. I feel like they want to save the character. They want you to feel a little bit bad. They want you to know he's a little bit hurt because he was tired out from the war games. They want you to know his ribs hurt. That's why he lost the title. But hey, man, you gotta suck it up and fight back for your spot, bro. Come on.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if they're trying to lean this into him going back with the Usos, going back to a tag team, or if, Jay, in real life, outside of the show, has had a hell of a year. He had a hell of a run. He really hasn't had a break at all year either. And dude's been on damn near every show, yeeting his ass off. So if this is the setup for Jay to go maybe take a little bit of R&R, all the better. I think he deserves it. I think he could take a little break, come back at Royal Rumble. We'll see you then. I don't want to see him win Royal Rumble again, though.
Me either, bro. But correct me if I'm wrong. Where is the Royal Rumble at again?
It's gonna be in Saudi this
And
year.
that says one thing to me. That says Sami Zayn. But at the end of the day, I digress. We've been way too much time right there with the little Jey Uso. I just had DoorDash deliver me some Wingstop, so I'm ready to get to that. Next up, bro, we had the last time is now semifinal match number two. Setting up the finals after this one, we had Gunther, the Ring General, versus Solo Sikoa. And let me tell you, Solo had his boy Tala Tonga with him, so you would have thought it was one-sided. But my boy Gunther had the whole WWE executives plus that rat referee sent by Adam on his side, so it's pretty much an even matchup skewed towards Gunther, man. What'd you think?
Yeah, I'd say you're calling that about right. I think the whole the whole company was has been behind Gunther's return, and for good reason, man. That's the ring general right there. This is the man that dominated on Jey Uso, and yeah, he tapped out once, but we don't need to like return to that. But I like the new music too. It hits. I want them to do one big Gunther pop at the beginning of the music, but other than that, I'm happy. But dude, that match started out with them just kind of feeling out each other, going back and forth. But on the commercial break, I don't know if you got to see the commercial segment on the match, this one, because I know you were having some internet troubles. But Gunther started working on that hand and thumb of Solos, and Tala got to trip him on the outside outer skirt, kind of dropped him, and then coming back from commercial, he continues to kind of work on that hand. And I loved all the spots where they were really you had Solo really working on Gunther's back. You had Gunther really working on taking out Solo's hand, so that way when he hits that spike, it wasn't as hard. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the match, man?
Chris, bro, my commercial days are behind me. I saw it. I seen them going after the thumb. I said, "This is why the general's where he is, bro. He's playing chess, not checkers." You feel me? He got
I
to
feel it.
weaken that final move a little bit. If there are two wrestlers that I respect the hell out of, but I am generally not entertained and do not enjoy their characters, it is Solo Sikoa and Gunther, and I do not know why, but I've been hating on them both for a while. With that said, low key my match of the night. I enjoyed it. Huge chops by Gunther, big boy splashes by Solo. Everything just looks big, man. There's always that little debate about like the dorks who always like wrestling nerds. We always want like this up and coming, young cat, smaller guy, really feisty, you know what I mean, scrappy guy. But at the end of the day, what do the masses want to see? They want to see the big guns. They want to see the Titans. It kind of reminded me of that. It was a good match. They put the camera low. They're doing suplexes off the top rope. It was enjoyable, man. I liked it. We all knew what was going to happen at the end of the day. Our boy Gunther took the dub. You know what I thought when I saw what was it? He did that. Gunther did that big ass power bomb at the end to get the dub. I said, bro, instead of charging $500 to meet John Cena at WarGames, bro, let's see how many people get in line, pay $10 to get a power bomb by Gunther, bro. I don't think we're gonna have too many people lining up, but I thought it was a good
Just
match, and I gave it a B plus.
just get chopped by Gunther, man. No, I gave the match an A as well. That's why I said that and the other match both kind of tied for me. I enjoyed them both a lot. But yeah, dude, that this match with Gunther and Solo was really good. Gunther was selling hard for Solo. And I don't know who else could have baby-faced Gunther in this match. Like, I know Gunther's not going to be a babyface moving forward, but in this match, man, you had a big back and forth of let's go Gunther, let's go Solo. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard Gunther cheered for.
Right?
Like, ever. So I'm like, that was actually a really cool moment to put these two heels against each other. And let's just see who the crowd wants to win. And the crowd was cheering for Gunther, I feel like, more than they were Solo. So uh, I thought the end was great. Talatonga got that big boot on Gunther. Gunther got around, hit Solo with that low blow right before while the ref was distracted. So that was a good finish, and now we're gonna get Gunther versus LA Knight. Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, I know a couple of quick hits here. Speaking of chops, I can't remember what celebrity or who it was, but there's a story about somebody who like goes out drinking with John Cena one night and asks him to chop him at the bar. And he was like, "Holy shit, bro. Like you think it's all fun and games." He was talking about like how he couldn't breathe, how his chest hurt so bad from one chop. I remember that. I gotta look that story up because it was a long time ago. I'm sure a lot of people already know it and they're like, this guy's butchering that story. But that, either way, I think Cena can be set up to win his match. He did his job. Dom has the belt back. He gave us a good story. He gave the belt to a youngster. That's good. And I think it'd be great if LA Knight carries on and gets the loss to John Cena. If they want to give it to Gunther, whatever, do whatever you want. I think Gunther looks more powerful if some shenanigans happen and he doesn't make it that far and lose to Cena, but who knows what happens. And overall, I wish that the tournament winner would have been one of the younger cats, Javon Evans or Carmelo Hayes, you know what I mean? I don't want to have young kids come to WWE and the number one thing that they're looking forward to is who's retiring this year. And what is their run going to look like? When I was younger, I was not looking forward to that. I was looking forward to the champions that were there. So I would much prefer a Carmelo Hayes or a Javon Evans to get this over a 40-something-year-old LA Knight or Gunther. But at the end of the day, I think LA Knight could use it more. And I think that the tournament kind of messed up a little bit when Penta got hurt and Sheamus getting hurt. And I think that took away from the vision of what they saw. Overall, it was pretty decent.
Yeah, I thought overall with the tournament that it was done well. I loved the return spots of Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. Thought those were great. I think that there was a giant dropped ball when it comes to filling the Sheamus spot of having the Miz run it a second time. I kind of hated that. I like the Miz, just kind of hated that idea of having him go in it a second time. It made no sense at all why his name would even be in the run for a second match when he already lost to Jey Uso. I thought that should have been hell. I think it should have been R-Truth. He was there. It like finally give R-Truth's balls some attention. Like, come on. But that one was just kind of left there. That would probably be my low point of the entire tournament was filling that spot. Of course, the Penta injury also. I think that kind of sucked, but ultimately I thought Solo was going to win that match anyways. So I don't think much changed there. And if they had given it to Penta instead of Solo, we would not have got this banger that we had tonight with Gunther and Solo. So I don't think, while I do like Penta, I don't think we would have got the match that we got tonight. So I'm kind of glad that that ended up the way it did. And going into this last match with Gunther and LA Knight, I am rooting for LA Knight, of course. I want to see him get that final match with Cena. I think putting LA Knight over, whether he wins or loses that final match, personally, I think that Cena is going to go out on his back. So I think whoever gets that final match is going to get a win over Cena. But we'll see what happens. But I would like to see LA Knight in that final match spot.
If LA Knight wins, Cena's winning his last match. If Gunther wins, Cena's losing his last match. That's the way I see it in my head. Um, but if gun to head, I have to pick one of them. I'm gonna put my money on Gunther winning versus LA Knight. It's just what I see happening.
uh,
Uh,
Dragon Lee and AJ in the back with Pierce, wanting to set up a match with the War Raiders next week, which I was just kind of wondering where the War Raiders have really been. We've seen Ivar a few times here and there, but we haven't really seen the War Raiders together in a while. So it looks like they are finally back from whatever vacation they were on and are ready to take on the current tag team champs next week.
be a good one. I mess with the War Raiders. I like them. I like the new look a lot better than their older one. When I first started seeing them come around, and yeah, not too much with that, but looking forward to the matchup. And then right up the way, we had a little promo with Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor. Rey Mysterio is wearing that shirt that I wanted to get at WarGames hella bad, but man, I can't be spending $300-400 on just shirts. I'll go crazy with that. And yeah, I mean, he calls out his bastard son Dom.
How is Ray gonna call his own son a bastard? Like,
Hey, self-proclaimed, bro. Self-proclaimed bastard son, Dominic Mysterio, bro.
that's brutal, man.
Even Ray knows when El Sucio says something, he's right. You know what I mean? So he went with it. Calls him out. He's gonna go through the Judgment Day one by one. Like I said, man, he wants to make his way back to family, bro. He's gonna fight his way back to the family. I don't care if it takes 2 months. And hey, I said that there's a lot of a whole year worth of stuff they could do here. Call me out, man. Maybe it all falls apart next month and it all happens in a month, and I'm wrong. But stuff could happen. Possibly another IC title run for him. Again, they talk about that would be dope. And then we're interrupted by Logan Paul. And all I could say, man, we've seen it one time before. Let's get the beef going again. I'm a big Logan Paul fan. At the War Games, he comes out and everybody's chanting. Logan sucks. Logan sucks. I think there were out of like 500 people around me. I think it was me and one other person in Cadence right after them. Let's go, Logan. I was literally the only one, me and that one chick. But I'm with it. I liked it. Ray slaps him. I gotta say that slap was a little weak, bro. It was definitely lacking some
Feud there.
needed.
And I think I'm hoping it's setting up for more of a feud between the factions. Um as far as Judgment Day and the Vision goes. I think if Logan gets involved in Finn's match with Ray next week, that could set up some beef there. And I think we're gonna eventually see that all kind of come to a head. We can't have both factions going for all the gold, you know? And Logan saying he's coming for that IC title. Well, who's your current greatest IC champion ever? We got Dirty Dom with that title. So Logan can't be gunning for our boy Dirty Dom's title here, though.
We'll see what happens, man. Sounds like some WrestleMania, some big stuff coming up, or who knows what. But that would be a great matchup. Run it back again for the IC title. Ending the night, we had well, who I'm calling Io Ripley versus Charlotte Bliss, right? They're both mad. They both want the shots. We got IYO SKY. We got Rhea Ripley. They take on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I don't know what your overall thoughts were, but I thought Mommy was looking strong as normal. I liked the Flair and Rhea Ripley spots a lot. Unfortunately, I just wish I was seeing it solo. I know we'll get it eventually. One of my critiques is just these storylines go on for so long, and we'll see a Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair fight in tags for so long, and then flirt with the idea of each other for so long when they finally do that. By the time you get it at a PLE, you're just like, bro, come on, we've seen it so many times. But these teams are kind of locked in for a while, it seems like.
I love Rio, man. Rio is gonna be a force. I hope that we get to see them tag for a while. I liked the spots back and forth, especially like you said, the Charlotte and Rhea spots. Um, I liked the accidental boot that Charlotte did to Rhea, her trying to apologize to Rhea, saying it was an accident. And it's like, man, these guys are supposed to be going after each other right now, and yet both of them are kind of given this like tongue-in-cheek we're not really enemies anymore. Like it really felt even though we were getting this match and they were going hard, man. It really felt like maybe that beef between Rhea and Charlotte really did get squashed before War Games. Like if we had anything come out of War Games, it was the fact that they actually worked together. I mean, we had Charlotte actually save Rhea from that mist when Asuka went for the mist, ends up hitting Lash Legend instead. And that was a big moment for me in the women's war game match because it was like Charlotte just saved Rhea. Didn't let her get hit with it. She could have, taken advantage and got Asuka from behind or something, but no. So I think that built up a lot of goodwill between them. You kind of see that at different spots throughout the whole match. This little kind of joking out of the ring at each other. When when accidentally knocks Charlotte out of the ring too, you kind of see her give a smile and a shrug.
Mhm.
I thought all the spots back and forth were a lot of fun, and I thought it was a really fun match. I did notice Rhea was really struggling getting Charlotte up for that Razor's Edge. And I think it might simply be just the fact that they're both very tall for the women.
Yeah.
And it ends up getting a little more awkward. She didn't struggle nearly as much throwing around Alexa Bliss a little bit later. But man, those DDTs they were nailing on Rhea were brutal.
I thought I was most impressed overall with this match in Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley. They both just stood out to me a lot in their spots. The little save of Charlotte shoving Rhea into Io
Mm,
during the count, you know what I mean, after the moonsault that we thought was going to end it. I guess
yeah.
ultimately it ends in a DQ. The Kabuki Warriors come out and they kind of jump them all, and then I'll kind of let you go into what happens next before I give my overall thoughts on this.
Yeah, man, we had the Kabuki Warriors coming out and just throwing a beat down to everyone. They already all beat the hell out of each other. So Kabuki Warriors saw their time to come out. Nobody gets the contender match. That's what I was assuming this match was a number one contender match for the tag titles. So nobody wins, nobody gets to call themselves the number one contenders. So I think that was the ultimate goal for the Kabuki Warriors coming out there. Um, and then basically leading right into Lyra and Bailey running out to interrupt the Kabuki Warriors. They start trying to save everyone, and then you got Liv slamming Lyra down off the announcement desk there. And then Judgment Day coming out, and they were just laying waste to everyone. It didn't matter who it was. Liv slammed Lyra off of that announce table, threw Kyrie into the steps. You see Raquel hit Asuka with the Tahana bomb. You see Roxanne hit Bailey with the Pop Rocks. And all of a sudden, everyone's just kind of laying around. And we get Roxanne trying to give Liv the belt that they were holding up, and Liv kind of telling her, no, you keep this, and raises up both their arms, and we got pretty much confirmed now that Liv is definitely 100% going for that singles titles, and we get to keep Raquel and Roxanne together as a tag team, which I think is great because they've proved that they have some really good chemistry here since Liv been injured.
Well, what I'm gonna say is immediately they all start coming out, and I thought this in the beginning when they were arguing over who was going to be the next title person. I thought of it in the middle of the show when the Kabuki Warriors come and confront Lyra and Bailey. And I thought it again once they all came out. I thought, damn it, I'm smelling another tournament and I'm not into this. I feel like they just love tournaments and they love to just throw a bunch of teams together and just, it's a reason to have a bunch of matches, fill up a bunch of spots. In January, we're going to 3 hours. Um, this is just things to have them in there. People get hurt though. Stuff changes. We already saw it in one. And a lot of these people, as entertaining as it is to me, I love these entertainment. I like Lash Legend and Nia Jackson. I hated it the first time I saw it. I love this thing with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I feel like it's dirty what they do to Rhea, and she's such a favored person. They put her with Io. It gives them relevance for the year. It's dope. But I feel like there's too many seasons, and I'm tired of seasons. I need consistency for the year. I don't want a bunch of dope women's matches right now because it's evolution. I don't want a season of we need a bunch of women's tag teams for this tournament. I want constant belts in every PLE spread out and getting defended. And I want constant rotations of legit tag teams that last throughout the year and can get built up. Um,
I think the future as far as Rhea going after a singles belt again, regardless of whether she's still tagging with EO or what's going on there. I agree. I think Rhea does need to get that singles belt back. I think that is the space she needs to be involved in. I have been waiting for Rhea versus Stephanie Vaquer. I think that is going to happen eventually. I think we're going to get Liv versus Stephanie. I'm hoping we get Stephanie versus Rhea before Stephanie loses the belt. Because I have this feeling that Liv is going to get that belt. And we're just going to have to see what happens first. But I think if Liv gets the belt, that is going to set up a great chase for Rhea to get her belt back. Would be going after Liv Morgan with that belt and us getting a conclusion to all that. I don't think we ever really got the final on it, especially with Liv getting injured and everything right when Kyrie was coming back and stuff. So I think the future for Judgment Day is gonna affect all storylines. I think that's what we're going to be going here into 2026. I mean, we're in December right now. We're going to be heading into WrestleMania season before we know it. We're gonna have, the Elimination Chamber, and the Royal Rumble, and we're gonna be heading straight into WrestleMania. So I think we're gonna see some big storyline buildups here. But I agree, man. I think we need better storylines in the second half of the year. And I think what really hurt this year was all the injuries. There are always injuries, but I think especially with this year, there have been a lot of injuries involving main storylines. Some big stuff that really shifts things. Whether Seth was truly injured with his shoulder, we know the knee was bullshit, and that was awesome, setting up for that cash in. But I think that also did a lot to stall LA Knight out. I didn't care for that, especially going back and looking at it. I think going back and reevaluating that whole thing with Seth Rollins and the knee, uh, with LA Knight getting the pin on him, but that never really going anywhere. I think that kind of really shorted LA Knight's kind of run right there at that moment. And he's never really gotten back to it. So I'm hoping this is going to be getting back to form for him. But that was the same night of the Goldberg speech.
Hmm.
Uh and everyone talked about how Goldberg's speech got cut and it was network television and all this. And it happened because of the injury and they couldn't expect it and all this stuff. All for us to find out that that injury was at work. Um, I thought about this a little while back, but I just find that hilarious that they were making all these excuses for having to cut Goldberg's retirement speech, all for us to find out that the excuses that they were making to cut the speech ended up being a work and were kind of bullshit. So they really did end up doing Goldberg kind of fucking dirty there.
Yeah, bro. You know why, bro? It's not my boy Champa that's a jackass. It's Goldberg, bro. Everybody knows it, man.
Yeah.
He's a jackass.
Karma comes around, man. Karma comes around because you can guarantee, also on the Saturday night main event, though this Saturday night main event is going to be on Peacock only, so we should get no commercials. We should get a nice commercial-free Saturday night main event this time. Hoping that's going to be good, and John Cena sure as hell ain't going to have no speech cut though.
No speeches will be cut for Cena. I hope for big viewership. I know now that this ESPN deal has been penned, this is just going to be a Saturday night on Peacock, which is interesting. But like you said, it was cool to see Liv leading Raquel and Rox, kind of getting over that, at least for now, Liv and Rock's beef that they had before. And it kind of had that like I'm bigger than this moment. Here's your tag team crap. I'll help you get it. I'm on a bigger shores, and we'll see what happens. But overall, great episode of Monday Night Raw, and I'm looking forward to Friday, man.
We're gonna get that final match with LA Knight and Gunther. And yeah, hopefully it's a good SmackDown. I assume we're gonna get an open challenge because that was the one thing with the pre-recorded episode, and I get exactly why they didn't have another open challenge last Friday. I really wish they had because it you felt that absence in the show when it wasn't there. And it's come to be a real highlight of SmackDown is having that US Open Challenge. So hoping we get one of those this Friday too. But yeah, I think I would like to do, if you're interested, I would like to do a short video looking at the possibility of a mixed tag division, man. It's been something that's been bouncing around in my mind. I really want to kind of like piece this thing together and do some work on it and do kind of see what it would look like. But I think there's a lot more, and they've been slow building this thing. Kind of edging us into it. Slowly seeing these mixed tag couples coming around. Of course, we got the mixed tag championships with uh, Chelsea and Ethan right now from AAA. And I kind of want to see WWE build that into a whole division here. Um, it would be a couple more belts to go around. Hopefully, not any less storylines, but I think it would just be something fun to do with people when they're not being featured in major storylines and stuff. I think we need to see more utilization of the undercards and midcard when they're not being used in a major storyline. I yeah, I think that's where the ball's been like majorly dropped this year.
This is gonna be like Love and Hip Hop, Total Divas, Triple H pens a deal with Netflix. It's called a mixed tag. And it's gonna be all the couples together living in a house, going week by week in a tournament versus each other. It's gonna be the craziest thing you ever saw, bro. It's gonna be on TMZ. It's gonna be the best. Everybody's gonna say it's the best, bro. ESPN's gonna say it, bro. It's gonna be great.
Sports Illustrated is going to say it, man, and yeah, and we all know what a big deal Sports Illustrated is saying it is. We will catch you on Friday.
All right, man. Later.
See ya.